welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Lily and my channel is a place where I share a lot of my healthy, vegan, mostly whole food, plant-based recipes with all of you. So tonight I'm going to be sharing with you an easy 15-minute meal, and this is going to be my chickpea stir fry, and it's so easy to make. I am going to time myself, and the only things I've done is get out all my ingredients and I've heated up my pans. So that's my little head start, but I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna press start and then we are gonna get into this. So the first thing I'm gonna do is rinse and drain my chickpeas. So I have 2.5 cans of chickpeas because I already had half of can opened. So I'm just gonna go ahead and rinse these. So my chickpeas are rinsed and drained, so I'm just gonna set those aside while I make the sauce. So to start out with, I am gonna be doing 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar. And I know I was gonna be a little shy of 2 tablespoons, so that's why I have half of a lemon right here. So you just need something acidic. And then to that, I'm gonna be doing half a teaspoon of ground ginger. Might do a full teaspoon, to be honest. Normally I would use fresh ginger, but since this is a 15-minute meal, we're gonna do the powdered ginger. And then I'm gonna be doing a teaspoon of garlic, heaping teaspoon. Yeah, I'm just gonna double everything because I have so many chickpeas. So actually we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of garlic. And then I'm gonna be doing about a tablespoon of sriracha. So this is gonna be kind of like a sweet and spicy chickpeas. And then I'm gonna be doing a tablespoon of toasted sesame oil. That's just for some good flavor, and a little bit of fat in our dish. This is optional. And then I'm gonna be doing 4 tablespoons, oh gosh, of liquid aminos, or you could just do soy sauce. And last but not least, I'm gonna be adding in 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. And it's important to add it to your ingredients before you warm it up so that it actually emulsifies in your sauce. And then I am gonna top it off with some water. So right now we're at a little over half a cup, so I'm just gonna put it to 1 cup with cold water. And just stir that all together. All right. So you're gonna need 2 pans. The first pan is gonna be for the chickpeas, so I like to use a pot for this. And I'm gonna add my chickpeas straight in here. In my other pan that I have heated up, I am gonna be adding in this stir fry blend that I got from Whole Foods. It's just broccoli, carrots, green beans, onion, red bell pepper, and mushrooms. And I have 1.5 bags. So that is going to be the veggies in my dish. And let me just add a little bit of water to the pan first. Our pan is very hot. All right, so I'm just gonna let the veggies cook down. And while that's happening, I'm going to add in my sauce to my chickpeas. Just gonna pour that straight in there. Oh, and I totally left out 1 ingredient, the maple syrup. So I'm also gonna do 1/4 cup of maple syrup. That's what makes them sweet and spicy. Since I basically like doubled my recipe, I am gonna add in the other half of this lemon because I think it will need it to balance out the flavors. Okay, and the last thing that we need to get going is our rice. So I like to use the organic whole grain brown rice from Whole Foods because the only ingredient is whole grain brown rice. So I'm gonna pop this in the microwave for 3 minutes. All right, we have 4 minutes left. Let's see if we make it. I just put the rice in and it takes 3 minutes, so we're pushing it. Look how good the chickpeas are looking. They're nice and boiling. So I'm going to turn these down and allow them to really thicken up. And then our veggies are cooking well, but there is quite a bit of liquid on them, so I'm gonna drain some of that off just to make them quick. Not really crisp up a little bit, but just to caramelize them hopefully a little bit. There we go, that's better. Okay, we have 2 minutes left, and I just need to stir the rice. I need to find a spoon. Gotta make sure it is cooked all the way through. We don't want to eat frozen cold rice. We've got 1 minute and 8 seconds. It's basically all done though, literally. All right, time's up. Let's see what we got. We got our chickpeas. They look delicious. And we have our veggies, so let's just go ahead and plate up. So I'm gonna start out with some of this rice, some of these delicious veggies. Oh yeah, they crisp up really nicely. And last but not least, our delicious chickpeas. Oh yeah, that looks delicious and ready in 15 minutes. I do have some things I want to put on top of it. I am gonna drizzle on some sriracha. And I did buy some black sesame, so I'm gonna sprinkle those on top as well. Sesame seeds, that is. And there we have it.
Outside? Is Mo outside?
Yeah.
Is that like...
Whatever you want.
I don't know.
You want some sriracha and black sesame seeds?
Yeah, sure. That sounds good.
This meal is a hit. Everybody is enjoying it. As you can see, my sister Ashley is in town with me this weekend, and she really liked this meal, and so did Jake. So I definitely recommend you trying it if you are in a pinch and need to make something quick and easy for either lunch or dinner. Hey, so I'm back at it with another easy 15-minute meal. So this one is gonna be a veggie pasta, and it is just as easy as the last one and just as delicious. Let's go ahead and jump into the recipe, and I'll show you how to make it yourself. And can't forget to start my timer. Mo, really, you got something to say? 15 minutes on the clock. There we go. So over here on this burner, I have a pot of water heating up that I'm bringing to a boil for the pasta, and I'm just going to salt the water generously. In this pot right here, I'm gonna be making the sauce. So I'm gonna bring this to a medium heat. To my saucepan, I'm gonna add in a can of diced tomatoes. And I buy the no salt added kind, but obviously use whatever you prefer. So I'm just gonna add this straight into the pan. To make this super easy, instead of using my blender, I'm going to mash these to bring out some of their juices. And I'm using this in place of a can of regular tomato sauce, or like the jars of tomato sauce, because they usually have oil added, and I have issues finding ones that are oil free, especially at the commissary, which is where I usually shop when I'm in a pinch. So as you can see, all the juices are coming out. That's what we want. To my tomato sauce, I'm gonna be adding in half of a lemon juice. I'm also gonna be adding in 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. Make sure you stir it because it is on medium heat. And then I'm gonna do a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. This is just a basic Italian seasoning blend. And then in my opinion, the most important ingredient, hummus. So this is extra garlic hummus, so it goes really nicely in this recipe, and it has no oil added, which is amazing. So I've got about half a cup of that hummus right here. I'm just gonna add that in. The hummus adds a really nice texture to our sauce and helps make it really creamy. This kind of gives me like vodka sauce vibes, honestly. And I'm just gonna let that simmer away while we wait on the pasta water to boil. And once that happens, I'm gonna throw the pasta in. And in the meantime, I'm going to be heating up some mixed vegetables. I'm just gonna throw this in a microwave safe bowl and microwave these for about 3 minutes. So my pasta water is now boiling, so I'm gonna add in my pasta. And it's gonna cook for 7 minutes, which is exactly what I have left on the timer, so this is perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna let that boil away, and my veggies are finishing up in the microwave, and my sauce is still simmering, so we are doing great. The sauce is looking so delicious. Oh my gosh. I love this sauce, seriously. That tastes divine. While the pasta is finishing up, I'm just gonna go ahead and shred up some of this kale. This is baby kale. Okay, and I have 3 seconds left on my timer. So I'm just gonna drain this pasta as quickly as I can. I'm not counting the draining time as cook time, so. All right, and straight to the pot, we're adding in the sauce and the mixed veggies. And we are done. That is it. Dinner is served and it is delicious. So I'm just gonna plate it up. And I like to top mine with the kale versus putting it in here because I don't like it to get too wilted, and I am gonna have some of this as leftovers. How divine this looks. And now I'll just kind of mix it in a little bit to get it a little wilted. This is how I like dinners. Quick, easy, and healthy, and delicious. You've got to try it. I will give it a taste for you all so you can see how good it is. I love this hummus pasta sauce, seriously. I think I thought of it maybe last year because I had tried this baked hummus pasta recipe, and from then on I'm like, okay, I can just mix literally my diced tomatoes with my hummus and I have a delicious creamy sauce. So that's what I've been doing and I love it. That is a perfect mouthful right there. The creamy sauce, the pasta's cooked perfectly. I love the mixed veggies, and the little bit of kale adds really nice texture to this. And the Italian seasoning that I added in there, and the nutritional yeast, and a little bit of lemon juice makes this perfect. Hope you guys enjoyed this 15-minute meal. Stay tuned for the next one. Hey guys, welcome back. So tonight I'm gonna be making another quick and easy 15-minute meal, and the star of tonight's recipe is couscous. So, couscous cooks in 5 minutes. So I was like, this is the perfect ingredient to base my meal off of. So I'm gonna be making a lemon herb couscous with some toasted pine nuts and some asparagus, and then on the side I'm gonna make some crispy tofu cubes. So let's go ahead and jump into the recipe. I'll show you how to make it for yourself in 15 minutes, beginning now. So the first thing I'm gonna do is add some better than bouillon base to my measuring cup. And I'm only doing a teaspoon, and I'm gonna be adding 2 cups of water. And so this is gonna go straight into the pot. that we are gonna make the couscous in, and I have the pot on high, and I'm just gonna bring it to a boil, and then I'll add in the couscous. The next thing I'm gonna wanna get going is my tofu. So I have some super firm tofu. I'm just going to drain it and chop it up into little cubes, and I'm gonna marinate it in some coconut aminos. You could also use soy sauce, tamari, whatever you have. Just gonna add some of this to my bowl. And I'm gonna throw in some garlic powder as well. Just gonna chop this up. And I'm gonna do the pieces of tofu pretty small so that they cook quicker. But if you're not in a rush and you like your tofu bigger, then obviously cut it whatever size you want. So we're just gonna toss this all together. And then I'm just gonna throw that in my air fryer and get it going. Water is boiling, so I'm gonna add in the couscous. And I'm just using the Near East couscous original. The only ingredient is durum wheat semolina. And I'm making the whole box. All right, now we're gonna move on to our toasted pine nuts. So here are the pine nuts. I have my pan heated on like a medium low, because you don't wanna burn your pine nuts. And I'm just gonna add these to the pan. You just wanna make sure they're evenly spread out, and you wanna stir them every few seconds actually. You don't want them to burn, just to the light golden brown, and it usually takes 2 to 3 minutes for this. You can see they're already browning. Okay, we're about halfway there. We got 7 minutes. So I'm gonna remove these. Add them to my little bowl. I'm just gonna wash the asparagus really quick. Okay, and I do like my asparagus cut pretty small. And I am just gonna go ahead and chop off the ends of these. I know normally you can do like the break method, and wherever it kind of naturally breaks is where you cut it, but we're on a time constraint here. And I'm gonna add these into my pan. Next, I'm gonna grate in some zest of this lemon. Probably like half a teaspoon, not too much. I'm gonna add in some minced garlic as well. Quite a bit. And I'm just gonna stir this together. So next I'm gonna make or add all of the seasonings that I'm gonna be using in the couscous to this little bowl right here. I'm gonna be using 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, a half a teaspoon of salt, because this couscous is unflavored, a teaspoon of freeze-dried dill, a teaspoon of parsley, this is just dried, a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, just for a little hint of spice, and then a teaspoon of onion powder. Actually, that was half a teaspoon. I'm gonna add in the other half of the onion powder. And then I'm gonna add in half a teaspoon of coriander as well. And these flavors are gonna go together really nicely. So now that we have that, all right, now I'm just gonna shake in my spices and herbs, nutritional yeast, stir that around. We've got 1 minute and 40 seconds left, so I'm just gonna let this go for like 30 more seconds, and then I am going to add this to the couscous. So our couscous is done. I'm just gonna fluff it up with a fork. It looks so good and fluffy. I'm adding in the pine nuts that are really toasty, and adding in the asparagus. Let's go. And there goes our timer, and we are literally done. We just gotta stir this up. Just gotta stir this together, and then we can plate it up because the tofu is done too. Tofu looks really good and crispy. So good. So I'm gonna go ahead and plate this up. This looks so delicious. I'm really excited. Honestly, don't think I've really cooked with pine nuts very much, so this is something new for me. On top of it, I'm gonna squeeze some fresh lemon juice. And I'm gonna drizzle some creamy tahini. And then I'll sprinkle a little bit more dill because I just love dill. And it's pretty. It looks, sorry, there's an airplane flying over my house, or a helicopter. But look how delicious it looks. I'm so excited to eat this. And it was made in 15 minutes. Okay, so I'm so hungry. I'm gonna give this a taste for you guys. I'm so excited. Make sure I get a bite of everything. So some tofu, some couscous, and some asparagus. That's really tasty. Really, really good. And this is something different, you know, it's not something you normally think of and you're like, oh, I think I want to make this, but you're gonna want to make it now, I promise you. It's so good, I'm not even kidding. I used to eat couscous all the time when I was little, and I knew how to make it because obviously you just heat up some water and then throw it in there and then it fluffs up and it's like magic. So I used to make it all the time. And I think I used to always make like the Parmesan couscous in the box. And that was way before I was vegan. So this is kind of giving me vibes of that, honestly. With the nutritional yeast and the lemon juice. It's really, really good. So there we have it. 3 15-minute meal ideas that are vegan, mostly whole food, plant-based, really easy to make, but more importantly, really delicious. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment down below. Let me know which one that you like the best. And also, if you try any of these, also let me know in the comments. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I appreciate you guys and all your support. I love seeing all your comments down in the comment section, and I love replying to you guys, so keep them coming. And I will see you soon in the next video. Bye.